Good morning, traders, and this is your Dow Jones daily review. So we ended up with a pretty interesting day yesterday. We've got this, not quite a pin bar, not quite a hanging man, but essentially what's happened is buyers have stepped in off the bottom and driven price up. So we'll see this on the lower time frames. I just want to see whether we actually picked up off a level, which we didn't. Okay, you can see the buying level there was not off a daily level. I suppose we could argue that the closing and the opening of these 2 days here, plus the closing and opening of these days, could constitute a level. Okay, so let's just get down to the lower time frames. So you can see even on the 4-hour, there's not really a fractal level that we bounced off. Wasn't a swing high, no inside tails. So in my view, this basically bounced off the middle of nowhere. So what the bulls saw here was more than likely a trend line, sort of a diagonal trend line. It's something like that. Okay, so this is typical of an algorithm that is trading a certain strategy, which they're trying to beat the game basically, and take anybody out that was short. Because the minute you start taking those short stops out, this kind of acceleration starts happening. So anyway, pretty much irrelevant for us at the moment. We are back at this top here. Okay, we have broken through the swing high, but I don't think we're going to break through this morning. We probably stand a much better chance this afternoon when the US markets open. So what I would suspect happening is this thing sort of meander to sideways, or sort of just come back and close the gap, and then build itself ready for another attack at this. This to me is really looking not quite like a double top, but more like a triangle, and it's actually clearer on the daily. So you can see there's our trend line running up, and there's our top line where price is taking, and you can see there is our flat top triangle that's forming. Okay, so the rule for me right now is still long. Okay, this little move to the downside was pretty interesting to say the least. I actually at one stage was expecting this thing to break below these fractal levels here, but it didn't. Okay, especially when we bombed through the 200 like this in the beginning of the bar, and then all of a sudden the buyer stepped in and drove it up. Anyway, these swings up and down through the alligator have been happening quite a bit recently, so they've been difficult to actually call. But for now, I think the top is in for this morning, and I suspect we're going to pull back slightly, consolidate, just keep moving sort of, I reckon, downwards to sideways before picking up a level and then accelerating to the upside. So for me, a gap is obviously important. There's a swing high tail here as well. So 26660. Okay, so that is a level that I would be watching for a long, but I'd also be fairly interested in this area here where we've got these tails here. So somewhere around 26,600. Let's just see, yeah, 60-point difference. So this 26,600 area would definitely be something that interests me. If you look to the left, you can see there's some tails to the downside, some tails to the upside, and this is all on the hour chart. This is a fairly significant level. One other thing to bear in mind here is we have a head and shoulders, so inverse head and shoulders. Here's your shoulder, this double head at the bottom here, and then we have we had this shoulder with a breakout, and then the move down, and then we rallied again. So this here is my other shoulder. My neckline, pretty much for me, will be in this area here. Okay, and if I just come to the 4-hour, you'll see the potential for another one forming. There's a shoulder, massive head, pull back for another shoulder, and then up. Okay, so this is really strong to the upside. So it's long for me and nothing else. Okay, but obviously not long from this area. I want to see a pullback. So first choice is gap close, and then second choice will be down this area here. Okay, so 26,600 or 26,660. Those are the two areas that I've been interested in. And for me, a stop on both of them will be down the bottom here. Okay, at 26,550, somewhere around there. So from the first level, that is going to be a 111 point stop loss. Okay, and from the second level, well, this is from the first level. From the second level, that will be 70 point stop loss, 60 points, 65 point stop loss actually. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm suspecting. For me, we haven't quite broken through this level here. Okay, now remember that level, let's just tidy this up, is so close to our swing highs. Okay, so there's our previous swing high, and you can see we've almost tagged it twice. Next stop is pretty much this high here, and then the all-time high. So those are my three upside targets. So every time we touch one of these levels, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to have a pullback. It may be what's looking like to be a fairly decent deep pullback, and what would be nice is to see pullback back to this trend line. Okay, so if I come to the half hour, you'll see what I mean. The trend line is quite far down, so probably not going to get that. But what we definitely can do is get the levels that I've given you already. Okay, so we can get this one, and we can get that one. Okay, so yeah, buying at 26,660 or 26,600, looking to take profit. So I would expect 26,730 for the sellers to step in before the market opens, and I also would expect 26,09 or 26,809 to act as resistance, and then the very last area of resistance will be 26,891. Okay, so those are the areas that I expect the sellers to step in, but I have a feeling this thing's pushing for all-time highs at the moment. So the bulls are pretty much in control of this. They're just making hard work of it at the moment. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's my view at the moment. Any pullback is a reason to buy, and I think, hindsight being a perfect science, you can see how most of the day we went sideways. We had the strong moves to the downside. So what you were looking for is an opportunity to get in long. Here was your pin bar. Wise man number one on the half hour, and probably more than likely no wise man on the lower time frame, but the half hour, definitely that's a wise man number one with a long tail like that. That was your long on the break of that with a stop below. So it would have been a pretty long stop loss, but that was your entry. Okay, anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps. Looking for longs, but just waiting for the pullback to happen, and then we'll get in for that long. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.